Alright, so this is a continuation of question 3 from the 2009 AP US Government and Politics exam. So now we're moving on to part B. And the question is as follows. Describe two differences between House and Senate rules that may make it likely that legislation may pass in one chamber but not in the other. So we need to take a look at the question and see what's asking for. So we can get our colored pen or pencil and see. Describe two differences. So that's what the AP wants us to do. Just find two differences. Okay? And what are the two differences of what though? And that is between the House and Senate rules that may make it likely that legislation may pass in one chamber but not the other. So this should be a fairly easy question. Can someone in the back please answer this one? Okay, so you say the filibuster. Okay. That's one difference. Okay. And can someone else pick another difference? Okay. So, holds. Okay. So this is the first step. This was the first step, and it was to identify two differences. Like previously before, there's two components to this question. And we need to identify the two differences. So what are the two differences? You say one is the filibuster, and number two are holds. But then we need to explain why or how is it different? We can't just say filibuster and holds. We need to put it into context. And so it wants us to compare the House and Senate. So basically, in a way, we can actually create a little chart. So we can say House, and here we can say Senate. Okay, and these we can say this category is differences. So if you take a look, we can actually make a grid here. Oh, my pen just died on me. Okay, so we've identified the differences, and we listed 1 and 2, the filibuster and the holds, and then we need to put it into context and explain what are the differences. So, and it's between the two chambers. That's what the question is asking for, and that is the House and Senate. So, what's the difference? The filibuster in the House. What do we say? Yes, you in the back. Okay, right. That the House does not filibuster. And what about the Senate? Yes, it has one, right? And then regarding holds, in case you guys forgot what a hold was, that's where senators can basically pocket a bill, not literally, but grab a bill that's even on the verge of passing and delay and have it be called and just bring it back onto the floor months later. So it's a tactic used to prevent legislation sometimes. But like I just said, only the senators can do it. So again, yes, the Senate can do that, and no, the House cannot. So how do we put this chart into the words, which is what the AP exam wants? How do we answer this question in the words? So we can say really easily that one difference, right, is that the House does not have the filibuster power, which the Senate does, and that's one answer. The second part, for the answer, you could say is that basically again, one difference are holds. The House does not have holds, whereas the Senate does. So those are identifying two differences between the House and Senate rules. So, and that makes our answer complete. You know, just make sure one tip when you're taking this test, when you answer any type of question like this, is that the best way to phrase it is actually rephrasing the question itself. So what I mean by that is we use the same words and the same clauses in the sentence of the question and rephrase it into the answer. So we said one difference is between the House and Senate is regarding filibustering. And it may make, so we say the filibustering may make it less likely to pass in the Senate, but likely to pass in the House. So that's just one method of answering the question. In case you don't know where to start, how to phrase it, you can refer back to the original question and rephrase it. Because in actuality, for example, when reading an essay, and you're given multiple prompts in your class, as the grader or the teacher, we can figure out which prompt you're answering without you listing and telling us what the prompt is. Because in your thesis, you should be rephrasing the question. So, and that's about it for this question. If we have time, we go into part C and we can talk a little bit more. And if you guys have any questions, please raise your hand and let me know. Thank you.